Good blessed Friday night, July the 23rd, 2021. It's about 9:41 p.m. I greet all human beings all around the world with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Listen very carefully to this part, because some people said I'm a racist, some said I'm a militant, some say all types of things about me that ain't true. But I greet all human beings all around the world with the same universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, a Tea Party. None of that don't matter. It doesn't matter if you the richest person on the face of this earth, nor the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest. It doesn't matter if you my family friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter if you black or white or any other nationality. All I'm coming to you all with is the truth. And the Bible tells us that the truth will set you free. You see, I'm coming today because it's been, I believe, 126 days as of today that my son, Bryan, Bryan, Lamar, Lamar Johns, Johns, was allegedly hung on March the 19th, 2021. In Carbondale, Illinois, in the 400 block of Oakland Street, in the Gaslights Apartments, in the hallway on the 3rd floor. Now, what I want to talk about is I'm seeking justice for my son's death or lynching. It's allegedly supposed to be a death investigation. That's what they said. But I'm keep on coming up with things that these individuals that told me that they go to school, they went to school for this here, law enforcement that is. They've been doing it for a decade, 10 years or more. But why is it that I'm finding information that either they have already or they ain't finding, or they ain't following up on it? Now, you have to look at some of my other YouTube videos to get caught up if you just catching up right now. If you haven't joined the group that I started for my son, I don't, you remember the date? Well, I ain't gonna even try to remember the date that I found it. But I started a group for my son's justice, and it's called Justice for Bryan Lamar Johns. The same spelling I just showed y'all. And I'm gonna tell you why I started that. Because I was a part of two groups in Carbondale, Illinois. I'm still in one, but I'm in, you know how Facebook puts you in jail? I'm in jail in another one. And before you get put in jail, you know, normally you get a warning about something, especially when you're in a group. Facebook, at least Facebook or YouTube, if you saying something that they think is racist or something like that, they'll give you a warning and they'll take it down or tell you to take it down. But this one group, I'm not gonna set a name because I'm still in one. I guess I'm still in the other one, but I won't make any comments or I won't post nothing in the other one, and I'm gonna tell you why. You see, when I was told about the group, I was mentioning my son, an Indian guy, and a white female, that all three of them in Carbondale, the police in the Jackson County Coroner's office was saying was either suicide or they inflicted the death on themselves by going out in the woods and being drunk, but that was been able to be proved that it wasn't true. But I was mentioning all three of these. I was even reaching out to the other two. I was even making comments on the one that I was in the group supporting this, and reached out to the individual that they claim committed suicide, reaching out to family members, but they never reached out to me. But on one day, it ain't even been a week ago, in that group, they removed all of my posters, and I put something up and asked, do anybody know why my posters was removed? When I because I said, if I did anything wrong, if I broke any rules or policies, let me know so I can correct them. I'll admit I was putting a lot of YouTube videos in there about my son, but what I was trying to do is show the people, which the people was responding in that group by the hundreds, to my posters, because I was showing what happened to these other individuals in 2012 or 13 and 14 has happened to my son in 2021. And showing that the Carbondale Police Department in the Jackson County Coroner's Office has a pattern of trying to cover up murders and making them suicide. But this administrator, he not only removed every one of my posters, but then when I put that comment up asking anybody, can they tell me if I broke some rules, he removed that right quick and sent something to me personally, but I hurry up and screenshotted it so it could show who did it and why. And I was removed because they said I was posting too many. They let me dominate their top page for too long. And if I want a justice for Bryan, then make it my own group, and he will refer them to me, because this group is for such and such, such and such. I ain't gonna say the name. But I myself, the people was responding because they seen what was going on. And this individual here that removed me, that he was administrator, he never commented on none of my things. You see what I'm saying? And he lost a child similar to the same as mine from the same authorities. But it showed me something, that he didn't care about my son. I doubt if he cared about the other guy, but it don't make no difference. But I'm still praying that he get justice for his family member. But to remove mine and not even tell me ahead of time, well, you posting too many, and I would stop. But not only that, he made it where I can't make no comments like I'm a little bitty baby, a 63-year-old man, an activist, not out here trying to sell no yard signs for my son's death, or not trying to sell no bumper stickers or nothing else to try to profit off of my son's death, not rushing to the news medias. I'm trying to get justice. I ain't trying to make money. I ain't filed no lawsuit. You see what I'm saying? If I'm going to file a lawsuit, that'll be the last thing I'm going to do, file a lawsuit, because if I'm filing a lawsuit and selling signs and bumper stickers, then that means my focus is not on my son's death. My focus is on finance. And I was in my son's life. But I've been put on restriction until August the 10th, I think about 12:10 a.m. or in midnight. But see, when my restrictions is up, I'm not going to comment on it. I'm not going to put no posters on it. You see what I'm saying? He showed me something. One thing he showed me with the cruel statement, if you want justice for Bryan. You see what I'm saying? I could have easily responded back to him on that, but I didn't. You see what I'm saying? But it showed some of his members who came to my page and was wondering why I was out, and I let them know, and I let them see this thing. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes, you see what I'm saying, people is racist and trying to claim that they ain't racist. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just going to say this here. I'ma still, he put something on my mind and I made my sons pay. But I want to show y'all something else. I've been showing y'all where the white female found the wallet. Now it's missing. The bike that was up there where my son hanged himself, or what they said he hung himself, where he was lynched at, it's gone now. You see what I'm saying? And people is keep on bringing up Sergeant Guy Draper. People done told me about Sergeant Guy Draper, white females now, told me that Sergeant Guy Draper told them that they need to stop dealing with my son. He need to go back to Chicago. You see what I'm saying? Do you know what he been to prison for? Which he was in prison for murder. But see, wasn't none of them there when it happened. You see what I'm saying? He was a child, but he did his time. And let me show you something else. Sergeant Draper seemed to be some of everywhere. And then, if they doing an investigation and I give Sergeant Draper something 2 or 3 months ago, showing that somebody might have been extorting my son from text messages from one of his friends that gave me the phone numbers and everything from a pen pal, PayPal, which you can track down the name and everything. And I did some history on the individual, and the individual have a history of dealing with meth and other criminal activities. Him and the female. But Sergeant Draper told me he wasn't going to give this to the other sergeant. Sergeant Draper, Sergeant Guy Draper is a beat sergeant, and the other sergeant's supposed to be an investigator sergeant. I guess he's supposed to investigate murders and everything, shootings. They ain't found the person that shot my son last year in June yet. Probably ain't trying to find him. They might have shot him. But let me show you. Sergeant Draper happened to be the one that come on the scene when my son was hung. Sergeant Draper happened to be the one that found a footprint that looked like my son's footprint, a jumpsuit footprint. Sergeant Draper on March the 11th, 2021, when the Good Samaritan Homes called the police because my son told them that he was afraid to leave out of that place. He wanted to go to get long time treatment. He wanted to get off drugs, and he wanted to get away from Carbondale. He told 2 females that. One still working there, one ain't working there no more. When Sergeant Draper and another police came, he was scared to go with him. Why? Then they told him it's best to call the ambulance. They called the ambulance and he went with them. But this is what I want to show y'all. It's a pattern with this police department. People have told me another thing. See, my son had a drug habit. And me and my 2 daughters was coming down trying to help him with that. But at the same time, the police department told me, the investigating sergeant told me how they would give my son Bryan money when he said he want to go to Chicago to visit his family. See, his family was sending him money from Chicago, and I was bringing him money. I don't send, when you're on drugs, I don't send you money. I'll come up and get what you need and may give you some money, but I'm not going to send you the money. But let me show you this here. Other people said that they was giving him money. Not trying to help him, but to benefit them. Having him setting up drug dealers. Wiring him. You see what I'm saying? That's why this death investigation been going on for almost 120 something days. You see what I'm saying? They wasn't helping him to just go see his family. Some of them wanted him to get up out of the town because my son wasn't somebody that would take anything from anybody. But they said the white female admitted to me the one had his phone. Not his phone, but I wondered who got his phone, but had his wallet. She told me her and my son would get drugs and my son would rob the drug dealers. But let me tell you this here. the females that know this white female, they told me the whole story. They said she would seduce them, the drug dealers, and have my son to come with her, and have my son to be the muscles. You see what I'm saying? How you think she found that wallet out of all things of his and said it was empty? You see what I'm saying? So why ain't the police, you know, when I put it in my YouTube, they follow all my stuff in my YouTube. So they followed up with her, and now all of a sudden the wallet is gone. They watch my YouTube about that bike. Now all of a sudden after 3 or 4 months, the bike is gone. You see what I'm saying? But let me tell you this here. Why ain't they questioning the one with the wallet? Why ain't they questioning the one that found his T-shirts, his mask, and all this other stuff before they found it? Let me tell you why. Because I believe the police is involved in this here, and anybody that's listening besides the NAACP and any of them other sellout blacks, if you ain't no sellout, don't even worry about it. Any of them other sellout black so-called activists and leaders in Carbondale, if you're not a sellout activist or sellout leader, don't let it bother you. If you got a problem with me talking about the NAACP and you say you don't want to support me, don't support me. I don't give a damn. You see what I'm saying? You're right, I said I don't give a damn, because the NAACP, everything I tell them, they tell the police. What would you tell the police and not tell your national chapter for? You ain't telling your national chapter before because you doing the same thing the city is doing or the police is doing. But let me tell you this here. Why ain't this white woman who is a parent educator at the Carbondale High School in Carbondale, Illinois, tell me this here. Why ain't she arrested? If any black people or any legitimate white people or any legitimate people, period, that go to the Carbondale High School and let this white woman, this white parent educator deal with your children, or you parents deal with her after she been spending my son's food stamp card, before he spending it before he died and spent it after he was dead. And the detective went to her job and asked her, because he let her know they seen her the last time she spent my son's food stamp card was on April the 29th, 2021. He had been dead since March the 19th, they say, of 2021. Why ain't no actions been taken against her yet? I'm going to tell you why. Because she did it to a black man. Some of y'all say you heard that before, but I'm telling you her title. She's a parent educator. What can you tell a parent? How could you educate a parent when you feeding your damn kids and your husband off of my son's food stamps when he alive? You're taking advantage of him because you knew he had a drug habit, but you're feeding you and your damn kids and going to all these Disney places and all that, enjoying your vacation while we was struggling to bury my son. Y'all was eating and eating real good. I can tell the way you look. You was eating real good off of his food stamps. And the police in Carbondale know it. And the president of the NAACP in Carbondale know it, because I told her who it was. But it don't make no difference to her. I want all of y'all that's members of the NAACP, ask your president who was spending my son's food stamps. If she tell you she don't know, I'll tell you the day that I called her and told her. But let me show you something else the police. And if the mayor hearing this, I want y'all to let the mayor see this here. You see what I'm saying? Because what I'm finna show you now, the mayor and the city council should have known this. Now, if they know my son they said they found my son on March the 19th, 2024 in this hallway hung. Tell me how they gonna put a damn warrant out, 2 warrants out on him. Look at this. Don't take my word for it. Look at this. You can't hardly see this one here, but you'll be able to see this next one. Is it this one or this one? Right here. You better see this next one. Look at this here, real good. This is Jackson County, Illinois, and this is up on the JU. Let me get back to it. Hold on. Back this way, right? I still can't see it. Where is it at? Oh, here it is, right here. Look it up on here. They probably done got it off of that now, but I got it and screenshotted it. JUDICI.com. But you can look at this real good. You remember my son was dead. If the sergeant, the beat sergeant found my son on the 24th the 19th hung, then he should have notified the city. But if he ain't giving information that I gave him concerning something that somebody might have been extorting my son, and he ain't gave him that, maybe he didn't even tell him my son was dead. But look at this. Mail returned undeliverable for Bryan Johns file. Account status report generated. The case is reviewed. The defendant has unfortunately passed away. Remain fines, costs, and fees are vacated and found uncollectible. The warrant has been canceled. I don't know what this thing is here. In the whatever that is, PTR dismissed it. Close the file. Order canceling warrant filed. Motion to dismiss PTR and cancel warrant filed. Proposed order filed. Proposed order canceling warrant filed. Arrest warrant returned by Bryan Johns, and judge review set. They got 3/23/23. That ain't even came yet. 8 o'clock in the court, and then it said warrant issue. And then look, it said they had a $15,000 bond for somebody that noticed that's homeless. That's one of them. That's one of the warrants now. This is why he dead. The female spinning his card while he dead. Now here's the other one. And see, the state's attorney, it shows the new state's attorney know about it because it got Joseph Chavez. It got his name on this one here, on this other warrant. You see what I'm saying? And it said that you could see all of this, the same thing, but it's a different case. And then when it get down here, appearance filed, video court set for 3/24/21 at 1 o'clock in the courtroom ZM, whatever that is, and a warrant attached it set for 3/24/21 at 1 o'clock in the courtroom. And then you see you see the notice of appearance emailed to Boss Stevens. I guess that might have been his public defender. And you see who else? This is the new state's attorney. So all of these people should have known that my son was dead. But I ain't gonna even stop there. Which way is the what you call it? This one there?
Yes.
The Tshirts again. The white girl found them. This is the way she said she found them. Do you think if my son committed suicide, he gonna just gently sit them there? She moved them, so she contaminated the thing. Like I said again, her house should be searched. That's supposed to be his mask. And what I want to show y'all is something. It's too many things. I want to show y'all this for a minute. My son-in-law, my oldest daughter in Chicago, he was one of the pallbearers, and we saved this glove. This is one of the gloves that when we buried my son that he was holding the cast. May my dad rest in peace. World War II veteran, honorably discharged, died January the 3rd, 2021 of dementia. He fought for this flag, and I'm trying to see who gonna fight for his grandson, my son. It ain't the NAACP, but I tell you what, one thing about it, I'm gonna continue, and I won't try to get the Illinois State Attorney General to get involved and investigate some of these Carbondale police, and I'm hoping that the Justice Department would investigate not just the Carbondale police, Jackson County Coroner's office in the NAACP. See what they doing with these funds. Because we know one thing, with that application that I filed my complaint with on May the 11th, 2021, when I called the number, is disconnected. I told y'all that before. But if something ain't right, the police know it ain't right. And that last thing I want to say is the two ladies that worked it at the place where my son Bryan was at, the Samaritan house, why haven't the detective that's investigating, why haven't they talked to neither one of these ladies? They had a female juvenile detective, My son ain't a juvenile. My son 45 years old. He would have been 46 in September, but he's 45 years old. What is he gonna send a juvenile detective to go talk? Call one of the ladies. They ain't talk to the other lady. She got too much pertinent evidence to tell y'all that my son wasn't suicidal, but he was afraid to go with the Carbondale police to the hospital on March the 11th from the Samaritan house. And also, he said he was afraid to leave out of the Samaritan house. They don't want to talk to her. They ain't never talked to her in person. I talked to both of them today. The lady that talked to one of them in person that still worked there, she said she called her back to try to talk to her. She ain't called her back. Why is the sergeant them going back talking to other people they see on my YouTube, these white individuals that's on meth, and the white female that found the wallet? Why is you going talking to them, asking that I come talk to them? Did Bryan Daddy Raymond come talk to you? Yeah, I talked to him. Gonna continue to talk to him until they tell me they don't want to talk no more. But it's other people that y'all refuse to talk to because they would tell you my son wasn't suicidal. I believe y'all know what happened to my son. Y'all know he was out there doing wrong, but at the same time, y'all claim you're giving him money, trying to help him. Y'all was trying to help him. When you gave him money, y'all was helping him set up other drug dealers, and one of them might have killed him. Because somebody killed him with that money balled up in their hand. That's a sign of giving a warning to somebody. Again, that white woman and her husband, the white woman working at the Carbondale High School as a parent educator, who would let somebody educate them? What parent would let this white woman educate them, and she out there spending a dead man's food stamp, and when he alive, the man is needing help to get off of drugs, and the only one trying to help him is the people that's working at the homeless shelter. It wasn't the police. They wasn't giving him money just to go to Chicago. They was giving him money to be an informant, and somebody probably killed him. Sergeant Draper probably a part of it, and some of them other Carbondale police. But yet, here it is, the chief of police tell me and my two youngest daughters down here, in our face, on April the 14th, 2021, looked me in my eyes and told me that my son had demons in him. Your people got demons in them. That white woman that had my son's food stamp, did that white woman have demons in her? No, she ain't got no demons in because she's white. But I don't care what color she is. I'm going to make sure the feds get her, because when school start back, I'll be down there if y'all don't arrest her. Peace be still.